morning, good afternoon, good evening. The rainy season is upon us. And I think many people welcome the heavy rains because that would imply that we're going to have a good rainy season. And that will mean we'll have a good harvest. But in its work, the rainy season has always brought the nightmare of traveling because most of our roads become impassable during the rainy season. There's been a lot of talk about the Bulawayo Victoria Falls Road. Many Zimbabweans would know that this is definitely one of the major roads in Zimbabwe. And yet, many of you are familiar with the side of the potholes along that road. They become impassable. And finally, the ZANU-PF regime decided they were going to do something about it. And for those who are not who do not come from that area or do not travel often, when we saw this and were told that there was a lot of progress in rehabilitating the Victoria Falls Road, we celebrated. But the first remark one has got to make here is that this was a major road, tarred road. And as you can see here, the works on that road seem to be starting from scratch. Why did we let a major road get to the level where the only way forward was to scratch and start from scratch? I think this is one of the things that I find really disappointing about Zimbabwe. Welcome to the program, Ben.
Good day to you and good day to our viewers. Thank you for joining us. It's a good question, but I want to start from 1980. I mean, Zimbabwe was destined to be the next Singapore of Africa, Malaysia of Africa. We had everything set. The story was telling. All we just needed to do was at least maintain or build upon, and we would have been fine. Our economy was functioning very well. Our currency was, up there, not competing with the currencies in Africa, but competing with the world. We were greater than the dollar. That is where we were. And now, 45 years in, well, I think it just took us less than that for the signs to start showing up. We could not maintain just the things that we inherited. The roads. I mean, these roads, they've you gotta give it to them. They did last a very, very long time. And we did kind of abuse them in the end. It's a sad state, really. It's a sad state.
Kutengerana mota dzinodhura rodhi ari mamvemve kana ndichiti gadzisai Vic Falls Road zvigananda zvinondituka hanzi ndine godo. Ndinoita godo rei? Ndichida kuti gadzisaiwo road macitizen nemadriver vafambawo pakanaka. Imi mukuchemera vision 30 munoidiko muchitadza izvozvi kugadzira nyika? Vic Falls iyi ndinoiziva, vanhu vanotambura ndiri kunyepera zvinotopisa tsitsi.
Yes, sorry, I played it I didn't play it from the beginning. I'll play it from the beginning.
Isi kutengerana mota dzinodhura, rodhi ari mamvemve. Kana ndichiti gadzisai Vic Falls Road zvigananda zvinondituka hanzi ndine godo. Ndinoita godo rei? Ndichida kuti gadzisaiwo road macitizen nemadriver vafambawo pakanaka. Imi mukuchemera vision 30 munoidiko muchitadza izvozvi kugadzira nyika? Vic Falls iyi ndinoiziva, vanhu vanotambura ndiri kunyepera zvinotopisa tsitsi.
Well, for some of you who are not familiar, this is the state of the Victoria Falls Road. In other words, the regime's propaganda machine kicked into operation, trying to give the impression that progress was being made on the Victoria Falls Road, and that it will be passable. And yet, this is the real state of that road. So the impression the people got was that progress was being made and the road was now passable. In reality, it was not the case. Unfortunately, this has now become the ways ZANU-PF operates. They'll make a big song and dance about progress, about a particular project, to give the impression that the country is now moving forward, when in reality, we are not. Like I said before, we should have never allowed Victoria Falls Road to get to the point where one had to scratch the whole surface and start from scratch. And now it turns out what we were being shown is just a few first kilometers. The rest of that road is still in a deplorable state. And some reports say that road will not be complete until the end of 2026. Like it or not, while they are building that road from scratch, all the other roads will not be maintained as well. So this circus will continue. Our failure to maintain what we have has become a serious problem. Because if you're going to prosper, you need to be able to maintain what you have so you can build on it. But if we are failing to maintain what we have, I think we can honestly say the country is going nowhere. We'll be going round and round in circles. By the time the Victoria Falls Road, depending which end they started, by the time they finish it, end of next year, the beginning of it will need maintenance and will not get any maintenance service going on for God knows how long. And then after a while, when people have complained about the potholes, the regime will come back again, grade the whole thing, and start afresh. It's just a nightmare. And this is, of course, not only true of the roads. This is also true in other areas, other infrastructure. The railway network has collapsed because of that. power network has collapsed because of that. Our education system, etc., etc. It is the same story. This is a nightmare.
ZANU-PF are a group of underachievers. This is why you find they will not benchmark from the very beginning, 1980. They would rather benchmark from where Mugabe left over. But you will find out that they too were part of Mugabe's government. And they stood and watched as things deteriorated. But they don't want to be responsible for that era. They want from the new dispensation. Then you find out that because the president has built a trababalas and done a few small little things that calls for big celebration and a term extension. It just shows that something is not right. You know, these things are not supposed to be celebrated. You're not supposed to be celebrating that, oh, finally they are fixing the Bulawayo Victoria Falls Road. It is something that is supposed to be done. You're paying for it anyway. It's not a development. It's something that is you don't celebrate a father bringing bread. It's something that's supposed to be done. It's sad. Even when you go into urban areas, the townships where there was once roads, tarred roads, is all dirt. In towns, the drainage system doesn't work anymore. It's all clogged and the water cannot flow. This is just going to be, you're going to it's sad. I mean, sewage is flowing in the houses. Now the water is coming, the rains are coming. Just think of the diseases, cholera and so forth. It's going to be a menace. It's going to be a sorry state. Very soon, outbreak after outbreak after outbreak, because we let it get to this state. But no, ZANU-PF will not want to be blamed. No, don't blame us. Blame Mugabe. They were part of the government. So at the end of the day, you find out that you have a regime that does not want to take responsibility for their past actions and atrocities, and they want to, keep going on and even praise each other for doing the minimum. The minimum. It's sad. It's very, very sad.
I'd like to conclude this video with a tragic video of what has happened somewhere in Zimbabwe, where a vehicle was trying to cross a bridge.
Yopinda movha. Yopinda movha. Yopinda movha. Movha yapinda. Yopinda movha.
This is truly tragic. This should not be happening. This, you can see the size of the bridge and the size of the river itself. Why a better bridge has not been built all these years beggars belief. Sorry about that. Ben, do you want to give your closing remarks?
In closing, you know, I can't say anything positive, but now that the rainy season is upon us, you know, we should expect the state of our roads to get worse. And already, you know, during this whole year, it has been a traffic accident after traffic accident and deaths after deaths. You know, I would just have to just urge our people to be very careful. We have to realize the state of our roads and that speeding on them will not be a very, very good idea. It is better to plan our trips ahead as we are moving towards Christmas. Try and plan ahead. That way, at least, you know, we can save our own lives. Salvation is not going to come from this, you know, government. They're not going to fix most of our roads. Actually need to be worked on. And if just one road is going to take 2-3 years, then we might as well forget about the others. So let us try and, you know, exercise our patience, plan ahead, and drive safely. That is all we can do, you know, and hopefully we will be able to enjoy our festive season and the rainy season as well. You know, thank you.
Thank you very much. Just want to remind the listeners out there that you can join us 6 o'clock UK time or 8 o'clock Zimbabwean time during the week. And during the weekends, you can also join us on the platform by using the link that is showing at the bottom of the screen there. And we hope that some of you will be able to join us one of these weekends. Thank you again. And as to the tragic events of because caused by the sorry state of our roads, this is just heartbreaking. We cannot continue the way we are going. I think these people of Zimbabwe have got to wake up to the reality that as a nation, we have failed to govern ourselves. And we need to do something about it. This situation cannot carry on. Thank you and have a good night.